Okay, let's dive into something incredibly vital for thousands of aspiring doctors. We're talking about the ins and outs of MBBS and related medical admissions, specifically in Madhya Pradesh. This isn't just, about getting information. It's more like a shortcut to navigating what can be a pretty complex landscape. So, our mission for you, our listener, is basically to help you quickly grasp the essentials. Everything from the entrance tests to college life, what the fees look like in MP. And we've pulled from a whole stack of sources today. Official documents, detailed articles, the very latest news, just to give you that really comprehensive understanding.
Yeah, and understanding Madhya Pradesh's process is absolutely crucial. What's interesting here, I think, is that it has some truly unique aspects within India's wider medical education system.
Hmm.
For many students across the country, MP can be a strategic opportunity. And for students within the state, well, it's about finding their best path forward. So this deep dive should give you exactly what you need to make some genuinely informed decisions.
Okay, so let's start big picture. How many seats are we actually talking about in Madhya Pradesh? The sheer volume.
Right. Well, for MBBS alone, the numbers are pretty significant. You're looking at a total of 2,338 seats across 14 government medical colleges.
Okay.
And then there's another 2,300 seats in 12 private medical colleges.
Wow. That's a substantial number of opportunities, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And what's really critical to understand is how these seats break down. In the government colleges, 348 seats are for the All India Quota, the AIQ.
Mm-hmm.
Then 29 are for the Central Pool Quota. And the vast majority, 1,961, are specifically for the state quota.
Right. And that split is key because it touches on whether MP is considered an open or closed state. Yeah.
Exactly. That distinction defines it. The AIQ seats are what we call domicile free.
Meaning anyone from anywhere in India can apply.
Precisely. Any eligible student can compete for those, which makes MP a potential destination for a much broader pool of candidates. So that's the open part.
Okay, I see.
But it's a balance. Because for most of those state quota seats, MP prioritizes its own residents.
Right.
For those, you generally need to be domiciled in Madhya Pradesh, a permanent resident, or have completed your schooling there. It's about making sure local talent has a clear path.
While still letting others compete for some seats.
Correct. And the state authorities manage this. They handle 85% of the government seats and, interestingly, 100% of the private college seats. Plus, you also have some private deemed universities in the mix. They often have their own management and NRI quota seats, and those are usually domicile-free too, adding another layer of access.
Okay, so with all these different pathways and quotas, it sounds a bit like a maze. What's the single most important thing, the key that unlocks all these doors in MP?
Oh, that would definitely be your NEET UG score.
All right.
It's absolutely fundamental. For MBBS, for BDS, whether you're aiming for an all-India seat or a state one, without that score, the door it doesn't open.
And who sets the rules for using that score? Is it the same everywhere, or does MP have its own specific requirements?
That's a great question, because it's actually a bit of both. For the all-India quota seats, the national body, the Medical Counseling Committee, the MCC, handles the main counseling.
Okay.
But for the state quota seats, it's the Directorate of Medical Education, the DME, in Madhya Pradesh. They set the specific eligibility criteria.
Like what? What are the basics?
Well, for instance, you need to be at least 17 years old by the date the exam authority mentions. No upper age limit specified, interestingly. And academically, you need to have passed class 12 or equivalent with chemistry, biology, physics, and your core papers. It ensures a certain baseline.
All right, so you've got the NEET score, you meet the age and academic criteria. Now, the practical part, actually applying. It starts with online registration, right? And you said this is where you need to be meticulous.
Absolutely meticulous. Think of it like step one in a very precise process. You start by creating a profile, usually involves an OTP to your phone or email.
Standard stuff.
Yeah. Then set a password, fill in all your details, personal, academic, category, and crucially, save it all. It sounds straightforward, but are there common slip-ups here?
Oh, definitely. Small mistakes can cause big problems later. Once the profile's done, next up are documents and choices.
Right. Document submission. You'll need scanned copies. Class 10, Class 12 mark sheets, your NEET scorecard, domicile proof, caste certificate if it applies. And here's a pro tip. Pay really close attention to the technical specs.
Like file size and format for photos and signatures?
Exactly. Your photo needs to be recent, color, white background, specific size range. usually 20 kilobytes to 50 kilobytes. Signature, maybe 10 kilobytes to 20 kilobytes, blue or black ink on white paper. And other documents often need to be scanned into a single PDF under a size limit like 500 KB.
Yeah.
Getting these wrong can actually halt your application.
Ouch. Okay, so technical details matter. Then fee payment.
Yes, pay the registration fee. Seems minor, but forget it and you're out. Meticulousness, like I said.
Got it. And then the big one, choice filling and locking. This sounds critical.
It is critical. You log in, select your preferred colleges and courses in order of preference, and then this is vital. You must lock those choices before the deadline.
And the sources warn you can't change them after locking.
Correct. Once locked, they're locked. And if you don't fill choices, or you fill them but forget to lock them, you won't be considered for counseling at all. There's usually an OTP confirmation to lock them, so it's a definite action.
So the takeaway is think carefully, choose wisely, and lock it in.
Precisely. It's not just a wish list. It's basically your application for specific seats. After that comes document verification. This is usually in person.
Right, you have to show up with the originals.
Yes, at designated centers. Bring everything. NEET scorecard, 10+2 mark sheet, birth certificate, domicile, all the originals. Once they verify everything, the seat allotment results come out. It's based purely on your NEET rank and the choices you locked in.
And the final step.
Physical reporting to the college you've been allotted. Submit the originals again, pay the tuition fee, and boom, you've confirmed your admission. It's systematic, ensures fairness.
Okay, let's talk numbers then. The NEET ranks and cutoffs. This is where the score really meets the road, right? How does it translate into chances? What are the basic thresholds?
Absolutely. So looking at 2025 figures as an example, for the unreserved or EWS category, you generally needed to hit the 50th percentile. That translated to a score around 144.
Okay, 144 minimum for URWS.
Yeah, for OBC, SC, and ST categories, the threshold was the 40th percentile, which was a score of about 113.
113 for OBC, SC, ST.
Right. And for URWS candidates with a disability, the PWD category, was the 45th percentile, around a 127 score. But remember, these are just the absolute minimums to even be considered. They're like the entry ticket.
Just gets you in the door. So to really figure out your chances, especially for those competitive government seats, what should students look at?
That's where looking at previous year's cutoffs becomes invaluable, seriously useful. They give you a realistic picture to help you make informed choices during counseling.
Can you give some real-world examples from, say, 2024?
Sure. Looking at the 2024 allotment list.
Yeah.
Let's see. We saw a candidate with a NEET UG score of 662. That was an all-India rank of 17,005, and their MP state rank was 320. They got into Atal Bihari Vajpayee Government Medical College in Vidisha.
662 for a government seat, that's pretty high.
It is, highlights the competition.
Yeah.
But look at another example, score of 623. AI rank 51633, MP state rank 138. That student secured a private MBBS seat at R.D. Gardi Medical College in Ujjain.
Okay, so private MBBS still needs a strong score, but maybe a bit more accessible than government.
Generally, yes, and it shows the range. Here's another, score of 445. AI rank way down at 290192. But this student got into Government Medical College Ratlam under the ST category.
So category makes a huge difference.
Huge difference, and even lower scores. Like we saw someone with a 155 AI rank over 1.2 million. They secured a private BDS seat in Mansarovar Dental College, Bhopal. So the point is, while government MBBS is tough, opportunities exist across different score levels, categories, and courses.
That's a really important perspective. It's not just about the absolute top ranks. And you mentioned students can try to upgrade in later rounds, like round 2 or 3.
Yes, that's a common strategy. If you get a seat in round 1, but hope for something better, you can participate in round 2 or 3. If a seat opens up in a preferred college and your rank allows, you might get upgraded.
But there's a catch, right? Especially with round 3.
Big catch. Once you join a college allotted in round 3, that's usually it. No more upgrades, no resigning the seat, it's final. So strategically planning your choices across the rounds, knowing when to hold out and when to secure a seat is crucial, requires foresight.
Speaking of colleges, let's highlight some of the big names in MP. For government MBBS, you've got places like Gajra Raja in Gwalior, Gandhi Medical in Bhopal,
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in Jabalpur.
AIMS Bhopal, MGM Indore, quite a few well-regarded ones. And the fees for most of these government colleges seem pretty standard, around $1,000 per year.
That's right. For 13 out of the 14 government MBBS colleges, the annual tuition fee is Rs 1 lakh. Examples like Gajra Raja Gandhi, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, AIMS, MGM, Chhindwara, Datia, Kanwa, Ratlam, Shivpuri, Vidisha, Bundelkhand, Shadol, Rewa, all fall in that bracket.
But there's one exception.
Yes, Government Medical College Satna. Its fee is listed as Rs 11,400, significantly lower.
Interesting. And for government dental?
Just the one. Government College of Dentistry and Indoor, it has 63 seats, and the fee is also Rs 1,000.
So government fees are relatively contained, but what about private colleges and other costs?
Yeah, private is a different ballgame financially. Private dental college fees, for example, can range hugely, from around $60 million, $80,000 a year, up to like $14 million, $32,800 annually. Yeah, places like RKDF Dental College in Bhopal.
Wow, that's a massive range.
Yeah.
Definitely a major factor for families.
Absolutely. And you also mentioned security money earlier, using BAMS as an example. It's typically Rs 10,000 for government colleges, but Rs 50,000 for private colleges, paid by demand draft usually.
And you get that back.
Yes. The good news is that security money is generally returned after the admission process finishes. It's more like a deposit to show commitment.
Okay. And what about living there? Hostels, food, that side of student life?
It varies, but yes, hostels are generally available. We saw, for instance, Sham Medical College in Rewa lists hostel under its facilities on their website. It's a standard provision, especially important for students moving from other cities or states. Food arrangements usually involve mess facilities within or near the hostels.
Right, practicalities. Now, another big thing, the bond policy. This sounds like a serious commitment for government college students.
It is a very serious commitment. If you get into a government medical or dental college in MPF, you'll likely face a mandatory government service bond.
What does that involve specifically for AIQ admissions?
For AIQ, there are typically two main bonds to be aware of. First, a seat-leaving bond, often around Rs 10 lakh.
10 lakh, that's substantial. What's the purpose?
It's basically a strong deterrent against students abandoning their seat midway. Seats are precious, and this ensures commitment. Second, there's the rural service bond. This usually mandates 1 year of service in a rural area after graduation.
And there's a financial penalty if you don't fulfill it?
Yes, typically backed by a bond amount, maybe around Rs 5 lakh. The policy aims to get doctors into underserved rural areas, which is a critical healthcare need. It's part of the deal, you could say.
Definitely something applicants need to factor in. And how about reservations? What are the percentages?
They're clearly laid out. In government colleges, SC gets 16%, ST gets 20%.
20% for ST, wow.
Yes, significant. OBC gets 14%, EWS 10%, and PWD, the disability quota, is 5%.
And private colleges? Similar.
Mostly similar for the main categories, SC 16%, ST 20%, OBC 14%, PWD 5%. But private colleges also have that NRI quota, typically 15% for non-resident Indian students.
Okay, good to know those figures. Now, we focused a lot on MBBS, but MP offers more, right? Like BDS.
Absolutely. For bachelor of dental surgery, BDS, there's that one government college we mentioned, plus 14 private ones, so 63 government seats, but a much larger pool of 1,320 private BDS seats.
And some well-known private dental colleges.
Yeah, places like Baba College of Dental Sciences in Bhopal, Index Institute of Dental Sciences in Indore, People's College of Dental Sciences and Research Center, also in Bhopal. Several options there.
And beyond MBBS and BDS, what about AU-ish courses?
Yes, MP has a strong presence in AU-ish too. BAMS, Ayurveda, BHMS, homeopathy, Bunais, Unani, and even BMYS, naturopathy and yoga sciences. Admissions for all these also go through the state's NEET counseling, specifically the MP State Ayush NEET counseling.
So NEET is the gateway for those two, any prominent AU-ish colleges?
Sure. For BAMS, you hear about places like Sri Sai Institute of Ayurvedic Research and Medicine College, LNCT University Bhopal, Shubdeep Ayurveda Medical College in Indore, Mansarovar Ayurvedic Medical College in Bhopal. Quite a few choices.
It really shows the diversity of medical pathways available in the state.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the latest buzz. This stuff changes fast. What's happening right now with MP medical admissions?
It's peak season, as we speak, around late July, August 2025. Round 1 choice filling and locking is actually ongoing, specifically for MP domicile registered candidates. That window is roughly July 31st to August 4th.
So deadlines are imminent for those folks.
Absolutely. And the round 1 allotment result is expected very soon after, around August 6th. Then, physical reporting to colleges for round 1 is scheduled for August 7th to 11th. It's all happening very quickly.
And didn't the DME just release some new info?
Yes, just recently, around July 22nd, the DME put out fresh counseling guidelines, details on scholarships, and an updated list of 43 government and private colleges participating. So yeah, if you're in the process, you really need to be checking the official DME website constantly.
No kidding. And besides the regular schedule, wasn't there some recent legal news impacting things?
Yes. That's a significant development. The Madhya Pradesh High Court recently ruled on a petition regarding a re-NEET exam.
A re-exam for everyone.
No, crucially, not for everyone. It's only for specific petitioners who had filed cases with the High Court before June 3rd. This was due to reports of power failures at certain exam centers like in Indore and Ujjain during the original NEET UG exam.
Okay, so limited scope, but still potentially disruptive.
Potentially, yes. While the National Testing Agency, the NTA, argued that backup generators were used and there was enough light, asserting no real disruption, the court ruled for a re-exam for those specific petitioners. This situation could introduce some uncertainty or even delays into the counseling timeline. It's just a reminder that sometimes unforeseen external factors can pop up and affect the process. You need to stay alert.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this all up, what's the bottom line for someone listening, whether they're an MP or thinking of going there for medical studies?
Well, I think the key takeaway is that understanding this whole detailed process from applying online, filling choices meticulously, knowing the cutoffs, the fees, those bond commitments, it's absolutely vital.
It's not just about having a good score, it's about navigating the system effectively.
Exactly. It's a strategic roadmap, not just a checklist. Success often lies in understanding these nuances.
So this deep dive hopefully gives you that clearer map.
And perhaps it leaves us with a thought to consider. In this era of really intense competition for every single medical seat, how might these specific state-level policies, like the bond rules and MP and these unexpected events like that re-examination order, how might all that shape the future strategies of aspiring doctors? It really makes you think about the adaptability needed to navigate this constantly evolving landscape, doesn't it?